What's approaching the supreme moment, reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? Now that Towa finally has a category, let's see how she does. And I will go ahead and say this is basically going to be, she's going to be the star of the video. So it's going to be an unrealistic build on team setups, but you know, the correct way to run this unit on whatever team, you know, setups you decide to go with is pretty much like a floater because of the passive support that she provides for extreme type allies. So because she is going to be the star of this video, we are going to link her up with the best possible units that can be built around her, and we'll go ahead and see how she does. So let's cover the stats a little bit as always. So it is going to be the Extreme Agility Darkness Towa unit, leader skill agility type, +2 Ki, HP attack and defense, HP and attack increase of 60%. Super attack will cause supreme damage to enemy and also lowers attack. The passive skill again is pretty helpful. Extreme types +2 Ki, attack and defense increase of 25%. Also, one-time chance of fully recovering HP and attack increase of 50% when HP is 30% or below. Link skills include Master of Magic, that's 15% increase to attack, Demon Duo, 20% increase to attack, Battlefield Diva, +2 Ki, Rival Duo, 10% increase to attack, attacked enemies defense -15%. Scientist +2 Ki, and also Thirst for Conquest, the attack increase of 15%. Two categories, Peppy Gals and Time Travelers. And the max stats are going to be the following: HP of 13,768, attack of 12,792, defense of 10,326. 12 Ki Multiplier is 135%. So you will notice that she is going to be linked up pretty much with the tech version of Towa because of the tremendous amount of links they share together. I mean, you're looking at, you know, 2 link skill, that's Master Magic, that's 15%, Demon Duo, I mean, that's 20%. You've also got other links that help out with either the Ki or another attack link. So, you know, it's going to be the ideal rotation for her. Plus, the Supreme Kai of Time is a very good support unit as well, and that is going to further maximize Towa's potential. The thing I will say about the Darkness Towa unit is, even though you can include her on the Time Travelers team and it's more or less meant to be used as a floating unit, you are going to run across a couple of link issues with, you know, the rest of the team potentially. I mean, the really only relevant link skill that is common or somewhat common with extreme types is Thirst for Conquest. I mean, that is a 15% increase. You know, in terms of links, you know, related to boost and Ki, you're really not going to see any except for maybe Battlefield Diva. That's going to add +2 Ki. So there are a couple of, you know, female units within the Time Travelers category, but you are going to run into Ki issues with this unit on the team. I will go ahead and say that because, you know, chances are you're going to want to run this category team with the units like the Strength Rose, obviously the new Intelligence Goku Black unit, Zamasu unit, LR Goku Black, and Zamasu, you know, units like that are not going to link with her, unfortunately, so that is something to be aware of. However, there are units like LR Bojack and other Bojack units, maybe a couple of the Galactic Warriors units too, that do have, you know, Thirst for Conquest. So it is potentially an option to include units like that if you do plan on including her as more of a supporting type unit. I mean, at the end of the day, +2 Ki and attack and defense increase of 25%. It's a pretty decent boost that does help the rest of the team, but it's not really anything extravagant because you do have units nowadays that provide at least a 30% increase along with, you know, a Ki boost. So it is something to think about. She does have she does have some benefits with being included on a team, but, you know, definitely be aware of that. But you know, enough of the I kind of went off on a tangent a little bit there, but again, this is really meant to maximize her potential on you know, the best team setups possible. So again, you're going to see units like the other, you know, Tech Towa unit, the Super Mira unit, Supreme Kai of Time, the Demigura unit, and, you know, various other units, but it's really meant to just see how she does, maximize at the best case scenario. So that's pretty much the point of this video. pretty much could have been Xenoverse team, really. Honestly, it really could have been that setup, you know, with a couple of different versions of Mira and Demigra, you know what I mean? So, but there have been new units with the Super Dragon Ball Heroes banners, so, you know, might as well include some of the newer ones too. So based on, you know, speaking of the Time Travelers category that she is on, it is pretty close to, you know, the Future Saga with a little bit more diversity included on the category. I mean, that's probably the extent of, you know, the best way to describe it. You can definitely build, I mean, you could certainly go with a balanced format with, you know, super and extreme types, or you can really just focus on an extreme type setup or a super type setup. There are enough units within that category where you can build each of, you know, one of each type, and the team will actually be pretty good. The extreme team is probably going to be better than the super team based on this category, I mean, from what I've seen. So even though the super team can be, you know, very strong, it's probably more ideal for an extreme type setup within the Time Travelers category. Alright, let's see how she does with the Dokkan mode here against Angel Golden Frieza, and not expecting a whole lot, but we'll have to see what she does. She's probably going to help out a lot more, honestly, on the Peppy Gals category, especially in the Super Battle Road setting. However, again, that passive skill only applies to extreme types, so that's essentially a problem you'll run into if you include her on that team setup. Now, granted, she does have the ability to fully recover HP and you know, attack increase of 50% when HP goes 30% or below. That's a one-time chance only, but you know, similar to Boss Rush, like what, 3 back in the day when it first rolled out, the free-to-play agility Whis unit, you know, had a similar HP recovery one-time, you know, passive, and you know, it was actually very beneficial at the time. That's kind of suggests how things have changed over the course of time. But back to the point. I mean, you could certainly include her just for that link skill, or not link skill, but the passive alone. I mean, link skills, she does have a few that, you know, at least she has Battlefield Diva, you know, that's going to give you a key boost, so I'm not sure. I haven't really tested her out in a Peppy Gals setting, so, you know, for those that do run her with that setup, let me know. Again, with the Xenoverse, Dragon Ball Heroes, you know, type units, you're looking at a lot of link skills shared amongst them. So, you know, if you do plan on running a team, this is probably, in terms of overall balance, probably the best setup. But again, in a realistic setting, you definitely want to include better units like Strength Rose, Goku Black, the LR Goku Black units, LR Bojack, and all those types. But if you do include her, definitely use her as a floater. If not, I mean, you could potentially pair her up with LR Bojack, but I think you're going to run into potentially a key issue because the two units don't really share that many link skills. Plus, she only provides +2 key, so you may run into an issue with that. So it is definitely something to think about, but probably the most typical way to run her on this category would be as a floater, really. But again, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to provide her with the best setup she possibly can get, just to see how, you know, high her attack stats and defensive abilities actually get to. So, you know, again, this is very unrealistic. You're not going to run teams like this very often, more than likely. So, yeah. I mean, hopefully you're enjoying it for what it is. I mean, that's what it's meant for anyway. The Tech Towa unit is actually doing pretty well. And none of these units have a TUR status. Like, they never got a Dokkan Awaken, so, you know, their max level is you know, 100. So that's the other interesting thing. I figured with each year they would have an upgrade. You know, for the older units, they would get a Dokkan Awaken, and you would roll out the newer ones. But for some reason, that hasn't been the case. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because they're too busy with the new with the new cards, and they don't want to spend time on the old outdated units to get you know, spend time and resources on. Maybe that's the case. I don't know, but we'll go ahead and wrap things up with the Dokkan mode here and see how she does against the Super Vegito unit, and close it out. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. As always, definitely appreciate you watching.